All right, we are back. Oh, fumble! Vieira recovers. We are back live with second half action here as the Melbourne Hurricanes lead the Vieira Hawks 7-6. A 63-yard touchdown pass from Hartman Jr. to Conlon Oakley right before the half got the Vieira Hawks on the board, and a little screen pass from Michael Ray Rogers to Howard DeWitt is account, and a two-point conversion accounts for the Vieira or the Melbourne Hurricanes scoring, and that's where we stand here as DeWitt fumbles to start the second half, and Vieira will take over. Ball just on the Melbourne Hurricanes side of the 50-yard line. Alan Slaughterzinski with you here on Space Coast Daily in our Brevard County Youth Football Game of the Week. The 9-year-old Mighty Midgets so far today, the Vieira Hawks Junior and the other division have been victorious, 12-6 and 12-0. And the Hawks come out here with a penalty to start their first offensive possession of the second half. Your score here is 7-6. Melbourne on top of Vieira and youth football. Again, the Vieira Hawks have been victorious over two of the Vieira Hawks victorious over two of the Melbourne Hurricanes programs today. The Hurricanes, the Melbourne Youth Football League, looking to pick up their first win here at Vieira Regional Park today. White Hat blows the whistle. And Hartman Jr. checks his wristband. Oh, bad snap. Ball hits the ground. Hartman Jr. falls on it. So does Davis.
Hey, way to get back there.
And that's going to bring up second and probably 22 or 23 to go here.
Way to get back there.
Now remember, Vieira was in a similar situation to start or to end the first half. And Hartman Jr. hooked up with Conlon Oakley for 63 yards for a touchdown.
Every time!
Second half action here. Not 8:05 to play in the third quarter. This, your Brevard County Youth Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Prestige Title of Brevard, PT Professionals, 2 office locations in Vieira and 1 in Palm Bay. Dr. Daryl Jacobs, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Hartman turns and gives it to Orlando Jr. up the middle, and a good-looking ankle tackle there by number 4 for the Melbourne Hurricanes. And I cannot begin to tell you, it's Cordero, how difficult it is not to say Miami Hurricanes. Hartman Jr. with 3 guys in the backfield. 3rd and 20. The give is to number 10. The ball's on the ground. That's a fumble. And it looks like it's going to be recovered by Melbourne. That's a fumble. Yeah, that's a fumble. So, following the DeWitt fumble that gave the Vieira Hawks field possession over on the Melbourne 49-yard line, the Melbourne Hurricanes defense forces Vieira backwards by about 12 yards and then forces a fumble and now takes over in better field position than they had when they started the second half. 6:28 to play here in the third quarter, and they lead it 7-6 with the ball and the lead in Vieira Hawks territory. Michael Ray Rogers, the quarterback, he turns and gives to his running back. He's got room to run there. It's a good-looking run there by number 7, Johnson. Here comes a late flag. We're going to have a personal foul. And unfortunately, and we've had a player ejection, unfortunately. We won't tell you who the player is, but we'll just tell you that he was ejected from the game for a blow to the head. So it's not our intent here on Space Coast Daily, covering youth sports, to embarrass any players. We all make mistakes. So a Melbourne Hurricane player has been ejected, and that's where we'll leave it. The explanation was a blow to the head, but the more costly thing, aside from losing the player, is that's a 15-yard penalty. Great turnout from both programs. Are you having fun today, ma'am?
Absolutely. I'm coming out here to. I'm cheering for both teams, though.
Are you? How is that even remotely possible?
Listen, I'm neutral. I can't be against each other. I'm love.
You know what? What's your name?
Lisette.
Lisette, thank you for being on Space Coast Daily.
You're welcome.
I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. I'd love to. We'll get you next time. All right, so it's going to be first and 25 here. All right, now that explanations have been doled out, a player ejection, a 15-yard penalty, and it's first and 25.
Hey, Hurricanes, let's play ball. Come on. You got to win the O-line. Don't worry about the rest. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's put it on the clock, baby.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
Get in the game.
Let's go, boys. Take it to the house.
All right, it says second and 27 officially on the scoreboard. Michael Ray Rogers, the quarterback, in under center. He turns, gives it to DeWitt. DeWitt off tackle, lots of room to run if he can get outside. He's going to do just that. Down the sidelines goes DeWitt. He's still turning on his feet, and that's going to be a gain of 29 yards, 30 yards. They only needed 27. That's enough for a Melbourne Hurricane first down. Just like that, DeWitt has back the yardage from the penalty. .419 to play here in quarter number 3. Melbourne on top, 7-6. The give is to number 1, that's Clark, I believe. And Clark is going to be brought down in the backfield. Looks like a loss of 1 there by a whole host of Vera Hawk defenders there. Forgot to start the clock there. That's what you call a free play. Ball on, looks like the 16-yard line, so they are officially in the PT Professionals red zone here. Physical therapy professionals, 2 great locations, Vieira and Palm Bay. Doctor of Physical Therapy, Daryl Jacobs. Michael Ray Rogers turns. This looks like a design quarterback keeper, but guess what? The Vieira Hawks defense, again, with excellent penetration on the play there. Specifically there, trying to get the number of the Hawk player that got into the backfield, and here comes another penalty flag. It's number 9, Austin Riley. It looks like we've got a holding call against Melbourne, and well, let's just say the Melbourne Hurricanes coaches are less than ecstatic with the call. So now it's going to be 2nd and 22. They can get a first down before they score a touchdown. They got to get to the 5-yard line to do that. Michael Ray. There's the pass. The ball's up in the air, nearly intercepted there. Incomplete. 3rd and 22 coming up. All right, we're going to get a water break with 2:55 to play here in the 3rd quarter. So far today, the Suntree Viera Youth Football League is 2-0 on the day as their junior teams with a 12-6 and 12-0 victory over Melbourne. See both teams gathered, getting the all-important H2O hydration. Very important this time of the year. Important all the time, but especially when it's 135 degrees out. There you see the referees, the cheerleaders. We met them a little bit earlier. All right, the referee blows the whistle with 2:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Alan Slaughterzinski, Space Coast Daily Sports coverage of your Brevard Youth Football and Cheer Association Game of the Week. The Mighty Mites, age 9. We'll show you all age groups each and every week here on Space Coast Daily TV. Maybe even 2 games a week. Michael Ray Rogers now from the shotgun. He gives to DeWitt, and guess what? If DeWitt gets outside, it's over. He turns the corner. He's down to the 10, the 5. Into the end zone for a touchdown is Howard DeWitt. That is his 2nd touchdown of the game. Both coming from that side of the field. And that's going to make the score 13-6 pending the extra point here. "25-yard run by number 25 gives the Melbourne Hurricanes a 13-6 advantage pending the extra point. Safety first. Viera says no on that 2-point conversion, and that keeps it to within a touchdown here. That would have been a 2-score game had they been able to get that ball in at 14-6, because the typical 2-point conversions are worth just 1 point. All right, so we've got 2:26 to play here in quarter number 3. The score is 13-6. Melbourne on top. Kickoff return team is on for Vieira. Kicking off is Michael Ray Rogers. Each quarterback kicks off for their team. Actually, check that. Conlon Oakley kicks off for Vieira.
Brandon, be ready. Cohen, scoot back. Cohen, scoot back. There you go.
There's a pooch kick. Mishandled, nearly recovered by Howard DeWitt.
Here you go.
And Vieira will take over with 2:20 to play, 2:19 to play here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, offense!
Alan Slaughter-Zinski, Space Coast Daily with you here at Vieira Regional Park, home of the Vieira Hawks, Century Vieira Youth Football League.
Here's Jeremiah.
Give this to Davis. He gets outside, cuts back in the middle. He's got room to run. Davis is grabbed there by the back of his jersey by Clark. Not a horse collar. Good tackle. Stops Davis from picking up any additional yards, but he does get, it looks to be maybe 7, 6, maybe good 6 solid yards on that one. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 here for the Hawks. Minute 10 to go here in quarter number 3. After the game, I'll record an interview here with the coach and the player, which you can check out a little bit later on right here on Space Coast Daily TV. Give me a false start. 13-6, a 1-score game. These have all been close contests today. 12-6 game and a 12-0 game between the two other divisions here in the Century Vieira Youth Football. Both of the Vieira programs victorious over Melbourne. The Hurricane program looking to pick up their first victory of the day here at Vieira Regional Park. Hartman Jr., the quarterback. He's got Davis. Oh, the ball is down, but Davis scrambles to get on it there. So nearly a costly turnover, but Davis heads up there, gets it back, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 10. And it's going to be a water break, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter here as the guys line up for water. As we head to quarter number 4 here. 4th quarter, it is that time.
We're going to call the Mighty Mike Game 50-50 raffle. $45 going to the winner. Going to the person.
So now we see which team is the best conditioned. 4th quarter, middle of August, probably 105 degrees on the field surface here. Kids in full pads and helmets. Let's see.
That's my head. I'm allowed to.
No pressure. We don't get tight. We play hard. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, D-line. Hey, D-line. Hey,
Y'all
get in
get
the
in here.
backfield.
Y'all get in here. Y'all get in here. Y'all get in here. Y'all move. Watch the ball. Let's go.
2, 10, 7, 8.
We need it though. Go. Let's go. let's go. All right, y'all, listen. Everybody, calm down. Play football.
There you see Coach Akeem getting his team prepared for quarter number 4 here from Suntree Vieira Regional Park. Alan Slaughterzinski with you, Space Coast Daily. Live coverage of your Brevard County Youth Football and Cheer Association Game of the Week. Say that 10 times. Keep your eye on Conlon Oakley right here. In a similar situation at the end of the first half, Hartman Jr. found Conlon Oakley for a 63-yard touchdown. Oakley's got size advantage here. You see Clark dropping back in the safety position, and that's exactly what they're going to do here, but the play is not there. Taken off is Hartman Jr. And in there, Wickley on the tackle. He's number 8 for the Hurricanes, Small. So now that brings up 4th and 9 for Vieira. 9:30 to play in the 4th quarter. Good football game here. Week 1 officially of the football season for both of these teams. Now's where you watch out for Conlon Oakley. You see the mismatch out here. DeWitt pointing to it. Hartman throws. Picked off by Howard DeWitt. And that's just a great play by DeWitt. You know, he noticed the mismatch, cheated a little bit to the side, knew the ball was coming, and jumped in front of it for the interception. DeWitt so far, I have to say, odds-on favorite to be the player of the game. 2 rushing touchdowns and now an interception defensively. As the Melbourne Hurricanes take over, we'll travel down the sidelines here. Yeah, I was going to say, I think they need to turn around and come this way. That's what it's about right there. Smiles, feeling good about yourself, camaraderie. Handoff there. Michael Ray Rogers comes over. Johnson on that carry there, picks up maybe 1. Coach Akeem telling Michael Ray Rogers to play. Coach telling Michael Ray Rogers slow it down a little bit. We've got the lead and the ball with 8:20 to play here. Melbourne on top, 13-6. All kinds of room on this side of the football field here. Good hard run up the middle there. Churning it out, churning it out, churning it out are the Melbourne Hurricanes. Number 24 on the carry there. He picks up 4 hard fought yards. 3rd and 5, maybe 6 to go here. Michael Ray Rogers under center. That's going to be a false start. Going to back him up 5 yards. The right guard lifted up just a fraction of a second early. false start. So now it's going to be 3rd and 11. It's a hot one today. Rogers under center, 3 backs in the backfield. 3rd and 11 here. Rogers on a keeper, breaks 1 tackle. He won't or will get past a couple there before he is eventually brought down by number 9 there. Austin Riley for Vieira. Now it's going to be 4th down as DeWitt checks back in. Now you know if DeWitt's coming in, you got to watch that strong side of the field over there. In fact, DeWitt's going to play quarterback, and it's likely he gets a direct snap here. Some sort of a wildcat. He's actually under center. He's going to keep it, and he's going to get outside. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? DeWitt is off and running for what is likely his 3rd touchdown of the day. And with 5:36 to go, this could potentially ice the contest for the Melbourne Hurricanes as DeWitt scampers 40 yards for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the afternoon. And you knew when he came in, you knew that strong side of the field was open. You knew he was going to get the direct snap, and away he went.
Good job, Jeremiah!
Jeremiah DeWitt. (19-6) now as Melbourne looks to get in, and number 1's going to keep, and he's going to do that. So now it's 20-6.
Jeremiah! Good block! Good block, Maya!
Come over here.
Boy, I see you, boy. I see you, boy. You in the paper too, boy.
Hey, you're gonna break your phone.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Every week, you made the paper, boy. Throw it to you on. You show that, turn around. Show that name on there. Turn around, show that D-Witt. Yeah. Turn around. You on the thing, man. Show it to him.
There he is, DeWitt. 3 rushing touchdowns today. All of them from long distance range. As the Melbourne Hurricanes comfortably ahead 20-6 with 5:34 to play here in the 3rd game of the day. Michael Ray Rogers set to kick it off here for Melbourne. Quarterback. And the ball is fielded nicely there by the Hawks with 5:34 to play here. So for Coach Louis Cruz now, he's going to have to likely open it up a little bit here. As what we saw at the end of the first half, they can do that. Hartman Jr. hit Conlon Oakley for a 63-yard touchdown pass. So it can change in the blink of an eye. But this Melbourne Hurricane defense has been stout against this potent Vieira offense all or should say all, early afternoon here. Down to the 5-minute mark here in the final quarter. Melbourne ahead 20-6 on Vieira. Hartman Jr. with no place to run. In on the stop for the Melbourne Hurricanes, number 21. Howard, I believe is his last name. Binford, check that, Binford.
$10 you ever made right there, let's go. $10 a sack.
4:15, clock is moving. There's a direct snap to Davis, and there's just nowhere to go here with 3:45 to play. And now it's going to be third and likely maybe 16. It's an injury timeout here. Let's go down and see what the Melbourne cheerleaders are up to. So I would say that all in all, a successful first week here for the Melbourne Hurricanes Mighty Mites, 9-year-olds. Head coach Akeem Payne has to be very pleased with what he has seen here today, especially from his backfield, which he told us before the game was something to keep an eye on, is Howard DeWitt. Running back Howard DeWitt, 3 long touchdown runs, actually 2 long touchdown runs. One was a little dump pass in the backfield from his quarterback that he turned into a long touchdown. And he has accounted for all of the points on the board. In fact, he also recovered a fumble on defense. 3rd and 19 now for Vieira here. He goes to pass, but that's just not going to get the ball off there as a whole host of Melbourne defenders come in there, including Binford again in there on the play. Portland Binford, who's made a couple of plays on defense here. We have a timeout with 2:55 to play here. Vieira's going to take a timeout. .255 to go in the fourth quarter. Alan Slaughterzinski with you here on Space Coast Daily. The Melbourne Hurricanes 20, the Vieira Hawks 6. Howard DeWitt, 3 touchdowns in this one. A stout Melbourne Hurricane defense has put the brakes on this potent Vieira offense today. Now it's going to be 4th and 19 here. This is really the last shot opportunity for the Vieira Hawks.
Hey, look, Chris, stay with him. Stay with him, little Chris.
Low snap, Hartman Jr., no chance. No chance at all there. As three Melbourne Hurricane defenders in, 89, 8, and 28. 28 was in there first. The Carrion Parsons. .248 to play here, and really keep it on the ground, run out the clock, and get out of here with a 20-6 victory. A likely game plan here for head coach Akeem Payne. Here's the handoff up the middle, gain of about 6 yards there. Clock continues to run. Again, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here today. Prestige Title of Brevard, Physical Therapy PT Professionals, Physical Therapy Professionals. How about Old School Pizza?